Looking for tips on all things art business related? Social media for artists? Or one-line art? This is the place for you. Welcome to my channel.
Hi, we're going to be learning how to draw one-line portraits of people that are smiling. We're going to be looking at the easiest, most simple way to draw teeth without making the mouth too crowded, without making the mouth full of lines, and without making our subjects look scary. So when I started drawing in this style, I found that I struggled a lot with drawing people that were smiling with their teeth out. And it was because I tried to draw every single tooth with a full line. So I'm going to teach you right now how I go about drawing smiles without making it look weird, just natural. Let's get right to it. Alright, so we are going to get started with drawing people with teeth out when they smile. Just make sure that you have a new layer when you start drawing. I can't repeat that enough. Insert your photo, your reference photo, and insert. Make sure it's big. Work with your opacity so that you can see your reference photo, but it doesn't interfere with your drawing. And make sure that you have your second layer. Okay? Great. Now, we're going to get started in the usual way. So I'm going to start with the ear. And go into her jawline. Okay. And now we are going to go into the lip. Now, I'm going to do this process really slow, so that I make sure that all of us understand what is it that we're trying to achieve here. So once you go into your mouth, she has a half smile. Let me know in the comments, or let me know in your projects if you guys want me to specify to do one specific for full smiles, but it's the same process, so it should be kind of deducible. Can be easy to deduce. So I have her lips done, right? Here we have to trick it a little bit. I'm gonna close these lips. After you've done the lips, it's really important that you make sure that the lips are not cutting off the teeth, because even though the smile covers, the lips cover the smile, it's going to look a bit off if your teeth are not completely visible. So you either have all top teeth visible, all the way from the top to the bottom is what I mean, in this direction, or you have all the teeth visible from all the teeth visible bottom and top if you have a full smiling mouth. So with all teeth outside, like I smile. So this is the trick. The way that it goes is that I never, very rarely, I can't remember of a moment that I did it continuing the line. I always do it outside of my line work. So I go in and look at the last tooth that is usually kind of with the black empty space here. I look at the last tooth and I draw it. The last tooth is usually higher up because of the angle in which we see the smile, but I never draw the lines in between teeth. So I always draw this line and it goes swiftly into the teeth. So not a straight line here. and then I go and down, and I go in a tiny bit into the division like this, but I don't go all the way in. I don't want that to happen because then I will have too many lines. And I do the same thing here. Too much. And I do the same thing here, unless I have people with teeth that are very separate apart and the lines are very, very clearly divided. I just go in a tiny bit. So I go in one tiny bit. See here, my lip goes up too much and doesn't show her tooth. I'm sorry if that's not very visible. I'm gonna make this photo less opaque. So my lip goes down too much and I want to see her tooth. So I'm gonna go like this and like this. Wait a second, I'm just gonna change that whole line. It's too thick. So I'm gonna go back, make my pencil smaller. You don't want your lines to be very strong. The outside lines, that's fine, because the outside lines don't interact with other lines. They usually don't have a problem. You don't have a problem really with making them thicker. But now I have my lip line a bit lower. And I go back to my teeth and I go in and work with that smile by putting in the line just a tiny bit. And I do the same here. And here, if you notice, her smile goes straight up because of the angle at which her face is positioned. So I'm just gonna go and mimic exactly that. Now, there are people who show their gums when they are smiling. Some people have bigger gums than others. Depending on how much gum is showing, I would probably do the top as well. She has some gum showing, so I'm gonna go in and mimic that as well. So I'm gonna go in like this, from the top, just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, and just a tiny bit. So her smile looks very similar to what her smile looks like. Again, I do this outside of my line work. I found that it works pretty well. I'm gonna go into her dimples. So I like to create some sort of line there. Bit thinner. I'll go in there later. I'm gonna go into her nose. Make sure you go in and refresh all your line connections, like always, so that these connections aren't too visible. And this is how you draw. Wait 1 second, let me do this eye. Not gonna lose too much time on these ones because you can always go back to that lesson. But here it is. One line drawing of a person smiling. Make sure you follow those little cues from the reference photo. How you end your line end your line in these areas and in these areas matters a lot. So remember always to never make lines in between her teeth. If you make lines in between her teeth, it's gonna look really, really crowded. Really crowded. So, yes, here it is. I really hope it helps.